We're recording October 14th, and that's significant because Christmas is in like 2 months and a week.
Yeah.
So,
2 months, 10 days, 4 hours, 10 minutes.
right?
Something like that, yeah.
So we've been kind of going around the house. The kids that we buy Christmas for, my oldest daughter, we get her last couple of years, we've gotten her like an elaborate date night with her and her dude.
Let's talk. What's the age range you're dealing with here?
I will have, by the time Christmas gets here, I will have 22, 17, 15, and 13.
Okay.
So we were going over Christmas lists the other day, and the middle daughter was like, I want an iPad, and I want some Lululemon pants, and I want some earrings, and I want a couple other things.
Oh my God, with the Lululemon stuff.
And I was
niece
just
that's into that stuff too.
And I was just like, holy crap, that's like $1,000.
Yeah. Yeah. You can effectively spend $400 in Lululemon and come out with like 3 outfits.
Half a bag.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Now you have had a really different experience because you have an only child.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, ours is she's 18. She's in college right now, so it's like, and she's been for the last few years. You know what? We should probably just let everybody know, like, if you got little kids in the car,
right,
we're talking about Christmas, just turn it off.
Yeah.
Just out of an abundance of caution, turn it off. Since our daughter was old enough to like kind of understand what Christmas was about, she was like, she would ask for stuff like she'd ask for some clothes, or she'd ask for her list of demands went down quite significantly after she turned like 15 or something like that. This year, like she's away at college. It's like, what do we do? Like, are we going to do Christmas? Like, Christmas morning might start at 1:00 in the afternoon because she's a college kid.
Yeah, it's different.
You just don't ever know. So, like, we got tickets. She wanted to go see. Ghost in concert. That's a band. That's a metal band that she's really into. So we're going to that in February. We got it, but we got those tickets, and we already told her about it. So, like, most of Christmas for her is already done.
Well, back when we were going to concerts as high schoolers in college age, you didn't have to like remortgage your house to go to a concert.
Right.
Especially like if you went. I had tickets for Guns N' Roses in 1992 that were $20.
Yeah,
and they were fine. Saw Queensryche for $20.
I saw Pearl Jam in 1994 for $35. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little different now. So that's mostly Christmas. Although comparing concert tickets and Lululemon is not all that much different.
No, it's not. It got me thinking about when we were growing up. Like, I was in a house of three.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And we were not well off. My dad was a farmer and feed salesman, and my mom didn't go back to work until I was 13, 14, 15 years old.
Yeah.
So there wasn't a lot of money, and we were in this little small town. And my cousin, who I was really close with because my mom babysat her, she was an only child.
Okay.
So you could see some disparities right away. And we always did this Christmas gift exchange with just those four. Like, April was like my sister, the sister I didn't want at the time. She's wonderful now. But, we always did this Christmas exchange, and I think they decided we'll do like $20. So me and my siblings got $20 split between three.
Yeah.
And so now when you get a Christmas list like this from your daughter, you're like, hold on.
How about we do $20?
Yeah,
Everybody do $20?
Can we do it like $300?
Yeah, right. My goodness. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've even gotten to, like, with my brother's side of the family, like, the adults, we don't even exchange gifts. We're just like, what are we going to do? We're going to set a limit. We might as well just write each other checks for like $80 and just move on.
In Donnie Brasco, where they give, everybody gets $500 and they just trade $500 around. Maybe that's what I should do with my kids.
Just give them $500.
I'll give them $500 and then take $500 back from them.
That sounds reasonable to me. We are just two middle-aged refugees from Generation X.
Man, we grew up in a time that was a lot simpler than it is today.
Could we gamble on sports back then?
No, not really. We did, but not legally. But now?
Now we can, and we can talk about it on a podcast, and we can talk about a lot of other things too.
And we're going to. I'm Lanny.
And I'm Andrew.
And this is Bet Small,
Lose Small.
For a betting show, we kind of suck at it, at least so far. Let me tell you how bad this weekend was, football-wise. The weekend was wonderful. I went to the gorge and hiked for like 4.5 miles and saw some green things and
beautiful weekend.
Had all my chores done.
Yeah.
Sat around and watched football, watched all my bets die an agonizing death, including the Detroit Lions, who I placed my faith in misguidedly.
I don't know. Sure. It's a word for this show. Nobody's listening to this anyway. So
the Bengals got hammered. The Bills laid an egg.
We're gonna get to the Bills in a minute. It was pretty ugly. It was a nice weekend. I decided to compound I was actually spent my Sunday afternoon at Keeneland, the race course that we have here in Lexington. So I was while I was losing money on football, I was also actively losing money on horses, which is, I texted you at one point. I was like, you know what's really stupid? Betting on horses.
What was my answer?
Dumb. Yeah.
What was my answer to you?
I forget what your answer was, but
I said you may as well play Keno.
That's true. It's true. Yeah. Yeah,
you're just picking numbers at some point.
Just picking at some point. You're just saying, I like that name. I like that horse's colors. There was at one point where I was like riding one. There was one jockey that had won like 2 or 3 in a row, and I backed him, and I lost.
How'd that go?
It didn't go well. So. But we're gonna start with the contest because we haven't fully updated the contest in a couple weeks, and we're doing this because it's important to note that first of all, we said early on that there's a chance that we might suck at this. It is also important to note that we're not the only ones that suck at it. There's a lot of people out there who are getting crushed by Vegas this year.
I think there's been football has been particularly hard because of what we just said. Like the 49ers had no business being good for the first 4 weeks of the season, and I think they went 3-1.
This is what.
That's just one example.
Yeah, this is what, if the NFL wants parity, this is the kind of season. This is what parity looks like.
Yes.
It's nobody's really that good for very long. If teams that were supposed to be good look like they stink, they're probably not going to look like they stink for very long. Like the Chiefs, started 0-2. Now I saw I don't know whatever sense power rankings mean. ESPN has them ranked number 1 in their power rankings.
What?
Yes,
the Chiefs.
The Chiefs.
That is no.
I know. I think it's absurd too, but what's the argument against it? They have Patrick Mahomes. They are starting to wake up. Their defense played pretty well against Detroit, who had seemed like they'd figured out some things. So this is what it looks like to have a season when it's pretty wide open, and it's reflecting in our bets because there's not a lot of teams that you can fully trust.
No, not at all.
And
I'll tell you the argument against the Chiefs being number 1 in any power ranking. They are 3-3.
Well, that's true, but there's
my argument.
There's not a dominant undefeated team left. There's not like a dominant 1-loss team. In fact, the Buccaneers,
my Buccaneers,
the Buccaneers, your Buccaneers, the Cincinnati Buccaneers are.
They have the best record.
They have the best record in football. They have the best record in football, and there's buzz around Baker Mayfield as MVP, which. Honestly, I think is justified. That dude is playing really good football, and he's willing that team to victories.
The The good news about the parody this year is we didn't have to listen to the goddamn Dolphins cracking
Oh,
open
my
the
God.
champagne, the 73 Dolphins.
Yeah, I
Congrats, fellas. I mean, I love that for you guys, but we don't need an update
No.
every year when the last undefeated team goes down,
know. No. That's where
especially when it's like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Oh, let's interview Larry Zonka for the 400,000th time.
There he goes.
Yeah, exactly.
So
I hope
anyway,
he's
that was mean. I hope he's
not deceased.
Oh gosh, yeah.
can't
We haven't done corrections in a couple weeks.
Oh God, we didn't.
We're
need
probably
to.
not going to need to this week, but we'll give you an update on whether we were right or wrong about Larry Sonka being alive next week. How about that? All right, let's look at our picks.
All right.
So let's start out. I will just tell you that I just kind of treaded water this week, and you sunk a little deeper into the mire. Your first pick, we had a 3-team parlay. It was Tampa Bay -3. That was at -105. Detroit -106 to win, and Buffalo -215 to win. My goodness. That got you to +455 if you'd hit any more than 0 out of those 3.
They got wrecked.
But that was a rough one.
I was all in on Buffalo, and I was really all in on Detroit. I thought Detroit would come in and impose its will on Kansas City.
Yeah.
And Kansas City just smacked them around.
But see, this is the thing though. That's what it looks like at the end of the day with that score. But you and I were texting them through that game, and through the first 28 minutes of that game, of game time, Detroit looked like they were clearly the better team, and just felt like they couldn't get stops when it mattered, and they were kind of shooting themselves in the foot a little bit.
Jared Goff had under 200. I think he had like 205 or something like that yards passing. When they do that, they're not going to win.
There was that play early in the game when they had the trick play where Goff went under center and then split out wide and caught the pass and scored a touchdown. And it was an illegal shift because he didn't establish as a back after he was under center, which I've never seen that called, but when you explain the rule, it's like, okay, well, I get it. But that was kind of one of those plays where you went, huh, that's an interesting little harbinger of things to come, because did they end up with a field goal on that, or did they end up scoring on that? I don't remember exactly.
I can't remember. I thought they ended up scoring that, but
okay.
But the Bills kind of did the same thing. They got too cute about half.
Yeah.
They were about to go down 3 scores to end the half, and got a turnover.
Yes, I forget exactly how that went, but
oh no, the other team was about to score.
Atlanta was about to score.
Atlanta was about to score, and the guy ran out of bounds before he crossed the goal line.
That's right. Right on the kickoff. It was on a kickoff. Or it was a long play. Oh no, it was a long play. It was
a long play,
and his foot went down. He dove for the end zone, and his foot went down out of bounds before he crossed the goal.
And so that cost. Not only did it cost them points, but it cost them a chance to get the field goal because they ran out of time.
Yeah, because they ran that play with 6 seconds left.
And so Buffalo comes back, and they cut it to a 1-touchdown game, and they were never in it after that.
Buffalo blocked a field goal. They were down at one point. They were down 21-14. They went into the half down 21-7. They came out and ran their first series that looked like the scripted series that every team scores on their first possession.
They're supposed to.
All the good teams that score on their first possession, it looked like the scripted thing. They came down and pulled it within a touchdown. Atlanta drove straight down and set up for a field goal, and then it was blocked. Which I don't understand why we have so many blocks. How many blocked field goals?
I don't know. It's a lot this year, but they had momentum. They
had the momentum, and then they got cute a couple times. They got cute with there was a bad handoff. There was a bad exchange on like a draw, like a sweep play with Khalil Shakir. It was just a lot of things that just didn't go right. And then, Josh Allen threw a pick, and it just, as I say to you occasionally during these Bills or Bengals games, the juju felt bad in the first quarter, and it just never righted itself. So
So I got 0 for 3
so
on
you were
that
0
one.
for 3 on your
Jeez.
one pick. Let's see. I had one. Now we had talked about. Well, let me go through my offer because I had a couple offers too. I had 3 individual picks. I had Philly at the alternate line of -6.5. They lost.
That was wildly inaccurate.
I had 10 on that. I had 10 pesos on that. I had the Chargers at -4.5, and they only won by 2. And then at New England, I pushed them up to an alternate line of -6.5 from minus, I think it was 3.5. And they won 25-19. And so that one cost me as well. So I lost 30 total on that one. You had another parlay that was New England -3.5 at -150. Now wait a second, I have that. Oh no, I'm sorry. This was a parlay, and Jacksonville killed you on this one because they just at home just laid a stinker against the Seahawks.
I actually think the Seahawks are good,
I think it's time to say that the Seahawks are potentially good.
but
I think they're good enough. They've got a decent running game.
but go on with it. Go.
Well, okay, your bet. Okay, so you had New England -3.5. Excuse me. Jacksonville at -108 money line and Indy at -275. So you hit New England and Indianapolis, but it was at Jacksonville. That was a +390 parlay, and you had 30 on it. So,
God.
yeah.
All right, what's the next one of yours?
All right. So this one is the one that actually kept me above water. And this is the safe bet of the week for me. Pittsburgh money line, Chargers money line, Denver money line. Of course, they all won, even though Denver won maybe one of the most insufferable games of football I've ever seen played in Europe against the Jets. But that money line parlay got me to +152, and I had 40 pesos on it, so I ended up netting 100.8 pesos. So I covered my bets for the week.
Yeah, you did. That's good. That's better than what we have been doing.
Yeah.
Or what I have been doing.
The rest of it, though, didn't go so well because I had a Dallas and Chicago money line parlay that would have paid +321, and I had 30 on that. But, of course, Dallas lost to Carolina. And we're back to wondering what on earth is going on with Dallas and kind of what's going on with Carolina.
That Bears game was good.
The Bears game was really good.
That was really fun to watch.
Man, we talked about it. We both said we liked the Bears in that spot.
Yes,
did we not?
did. Yeah.
I think the Bears are like borderline trustable as not trustable, but they're interesting.
They're always going to be competitive, and if you can get 3 or 4 or 5 points in them,
Yeah.
I think it's time to take the Bears pretty much any time.
They're the good bad team, I think. They're one of. In fact, I don't think there's one good bad team this year. There's like a few of them.
Half a dozen of them.
Like the Bears fall into that category. Jacksonville might fall into their
Chargers.
the Chargers, the Broncos. We'll just kind of have to see. Maybe Atlanta. I don't know.
Are the Patriots a good bad team?
I think the Patriots are just good. Patriots are right now tied for the lead in the AFC East. Can you believe that?
I cannot.
And they have one game, and they have the tiebreaker over the Bills.
I had some individual bets that.
Yep. You had Chicago +4.5. You hit. This was a
Winner.
nice little. This was a nice little win for you. You had a parlay of Chicago +4.5 and under 49.5. That game finished at 49 points.
Yeah.
That was +257. You had 10 pesos on that, which netted you 35.7 pesos. You had Buffalo -4.5. We don't need to go back over that. Detroit money line. We don't have to go back over that. Those were each loss of 10. And you had the Rams alternate money line at -4.5, and that paid -178. So you teased that one up a little bit, I guess, because usually those lines are somewhere between -106 and -118. But you had that at -178. So that 10 peso bet got you 1562.
Let me tell you
Pesos.
something that happened the other day. I'm the same game parlay, the Chicago Bears same game parlay. I always actually, when we do our bets, I actually go ahead and enter them into FanDuel. I mispunched a button at some point during that game the other day as I'm watching it, and I cashed that out for a $1.29 loss. I cashed it out for $3.71 somehow.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not.
You put that in.
I was scrolling through my things and accidentally cashed it out.
That was plus 257.
I know. I somehow actually lost money on that bet.
In adventures in Gen Xers using apps, ladies and gentlemen. That's the kind of thing that happens with us.
So
we did some, and we always mention here too that these bets that we make on Tuesday are not the only ones that we're making personally.
No, we make all kinds of bets.
I got a call. I hate doing this when my team is looking like shit. But I did at one point grab early in the second quarter of the Bills and Falcons game. The Falcons were up, I believe, 21-7, and at that point there was like a Falcons money line and an over under of like 59.5.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Well, I'm taking the money line and the under, and
you took the Falcons.
I hit that, and I felt confident enough in it that all of my personal winnings from that weekend I put all on that, and turned out a nice little profit. So
I had a 4-teamer that was Chargers, Rams, Colts, and Patriots that paid plus 381 with a boost. So that was a good little hit, and I bet each one of those games individually.
Not bad.
It was okay.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I mean,
personally, we did okay.
I'm down a little bit for the season, but it's like if we're actually talking actual dollars, it's like I'm down less than $30.
Yeah, I mean, offline, I think I'm doing okay.
Yeah, we're fine.
But we should talk about before we go into, because I know where you're going. I know where you're going next with this. We should talk about what the actual standings are.
Oh, yes.
For the contest.
Yes, for the contest.
Because we are not currently masters of our domain.
No. This is a contest where we're betting 2,000 pesos over the course of the season.
Yes.
100 pesos per week.
You have to bet 100 pesos, and you can't bet your winnings, which is good news because we don't have any bet. I am for the season minus 47.35 pesos.
Okay, that's basically
it's okay.
even.
I treaded water from last week when I was at minus 48.15. Lanny, I have some bad news for you, my friend. You're at minus 149.38 pesos.
That Bills hat is going to be stinky too.
I might sit on it for a few days.
You don't have to do that.
No, because again, if we're negative at the end of the season, we're both switching. Okay.
Both switching.
Tell me what you were about to say, because I know where you're going with that. Last season, it took a few weeks, right?
It took, I think, week 7, 8, 9, and 10. I was able to buy a drone after that.
Right.
Now, It wasn't an expensive drone.
It got to a point where I was like, I need you just to send, like every Sunday morning, I was like, just give me some winners. Just give me some winners.
I cannot find that groove this year.
Those winners are not available right now.
No, they're really not. I know who to bet against, but you can't get value betting against the Saints.
It's rough, and
I can't bet with the Steelers because I just don't trust the Steelers.
Well, let's do this. We've kind of recapped a little bit about week 6. Was there anything else in particular that you wanted to talk about?
It was enjoyable. There was a lot of enjoyable games. That Chicago Washington Monday nighter was enjoyable. The Dolphins Chargers game, even though they're not playing the best football, that was a really good game to watch. Mm-hmm. Carolina and Dallas was a good game.
It was good in that it went back and forth. That's a couple of defenses. Yeah. Well, Dallas's offense, it's time. It's probably time to admit defeat a little bit on Dak Prescott because he's playing really well. Like he is really playing well. Neither of us like him in the grand scheme.
And it's not personal. It's not like Dak Prescott is a bad dude.
It's just we're not fans of the way that he's kind of been up and down over the years. But this year, he's been really good, and that offense is really good. And look, your defense can't get a stop when it needs to. That's not on Dak. That's not on the offense.
No,
he
it's
hasn't
not.
He hasn't had CD Lamb. He's been pretty impressive.
I thought you meant Jerry Jones should admit defeat on like riding with Dak Prescott, but that's not what you meant at all.
No, I think Jerry Jones should. Jerry Jones said
He should just admit defeat.
He should just. It's fine. Just white flag, Jerry. He did say it was either yesterday or today that they would entertain the possibility of making a defensive trade. Because why not? I mean,
Trade away Micah Parsons.
they like to make defensive. Like to make trades for defensive players. They brought in the defensive player for that other guy that they had.
Most of his trades are offensive or offensive, however you want to pronounce it.
In his defense, though, no pun intended, Micah Parsons has been just okay for the Packers.
2.5 sacks.
2.5 sacks. He's getting injections in his back. Like it's looking a little rough. And the Packers, they've been fine. They've been a little shaky. There's some Jordan Love MVP buzz going on. But I'll tell you, the Micah Parsons deal is not. It's not like a complete disaster.
That's not
this point.
that well. The value they got from that trade is kind of a complete disaster because they did not get enough for that trade, and they also sort of put their season in jeopardy, which we are absolutely seeing now.
Yeah.
That being said, Jerry Jones still sucks. He sucks.
Yep, he does.
I really don't like him.
No.
That's actually personal.
One last thing that I thought sucked. I actually got up and watched Denver at the Jets in England. Why are we sending England these games?
I don't know what we're doing. Like, are they going to try it and revive the Euro League?
I don't know.
I think eventually a World Football League.
I think eventually they anticipate having a team in London or a team in.
How is that fair?
I don't know. Man.
That's like a road trip from hell.
Well, this week we're sending them the Rams and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So the Rams have to go 5 hours from Los Angeles to New York.
Yes.
And then board another plane and go from New York to London.
That's correct.
Which is, I think, 7 hours.
Well, it's 4 hours from L.A. It's a 3-hour flight from L.A. to New York.
No, it's more than that.
Is it 4 hours? 4 hours from L.A. to New York?
Yeah.
And then it's, I think it's another 5 or 6 to London.
That's a full day of travel.
Also, they are playing at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, which means the Rams are going to be playing at 6:30 a.m. their time.
That's impossible.
I
get trying to grow the game on a world stage, but we are in a basketball league with some Aussies. Mm-hmm. They don't need help.
No.
The people that want to find the NFL, they find the NFL.
Right. And we're sending these teams over there. And I saw there was something about how they like before the game, they do a lot of cool pregame stuff where like they even throw up some of the basic rules on the screen and they show like they explain different types of formations to the fans that are there so that anybody who's there who's not fully initiated into American football can kind of get an idea of what they're watching. And then we send out on the field the Broncos and the Jets, and it's like these guys. The people got to be sitting back going. I know how they said the game was supposed to be played, but this looks like shit.
13-9 is a high-scoring affair for the football they're used to watching.
Oh, well, I suppose, but
But I think I will give the European fans credit. They like football, FUTBOL. And they are used to enjoying the journey as much as they are celebrating the goals because a lot of soccer games are 2-1, 1-0, whatever.
Yeah.
Especially at a super high level.
Well, cool. I guess then in that sense, the Broncos and Jets trash fest. It was right up there.
It was not good.
It was right up there for them.
The Jets are bad, and then the Broncos may be frauds.
Yeah, they were terrible.
Let's take a break now, and we will come back with our picks for next week and a recap of some of the games. And then later on in this podcast, we have gotten some comments.
We have big news. We're viewed now.
We
have haters.
We have had 40,000 views over 2 different platforms in the last 28 days. And some of our Raider Nation fans disliked our take
I'm so excited
on the Raiders. So later on,
excited.
we're going to talk about some of the comments that have been made on our shorts, and we're going to talk about those. And
sounds good.
We're going to talk about the Raiders a little bit later.
All right. All right, week 7. We've got 2 teams on bye this week, the Bills and the Ravens, which is good because
they both need it.
We don't need to talk about the Bills or the Ravens this week. They're on opposite ends of the win-loss spectrum, but both have kind of similar problems in that their defenses stink, and then also dealing with a lot of injuries. I think that has a lot to do with it.
There's so many injuries.
The
Bills were like, not only were there a lot of flags, there were a lot of injuries.
It's been 2 sloppy weeks and 2 weeks of just getting a little too cute, and 2 weeks of a secondary that just can't cover anybody because they've lost so many guys to injuries. We were kicking around earlier in the week, possibly calling my dad to test out whether we can have guests on the podcast, but since the Bills aren't playing this week, I think it's probably a good time to give my dad a break from having to think about the Bills. So let's just go through the games real quick. Starting with the Thursday night game, that's Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. Flacco's second game with the Bengals. Pittsburgh, the only team left in the North that Flacco has not played for.
That's true.
I don't really have
I never thought about that.
Let me get back over to my FanDuel here. You might have to pull this up. I don't have a ton of interest in
Bengals are 5.5 point dogs.
Bengals are 5.5 point dogs at home, by the way. So there might be, I will say this about the Bengals. After the first quarter, their offense didn't look that bad with Flacco. Flacco made a lot of really, really just absolute pinpoint throws when he needed to. He can't move around because he never could move around, and now he's 40.
That's death for.
Right.
The Bengals' offensive line is so bad. It's 30th in the league.
Yeah.
I will say this: I think they can beat these Steelers, and if I probably won't have them in my picks, but for plus 205, I'm going to have a couple shekels on that.
I don't mind Bengals plus 5.5. I think on a Thursday night, both these teams are going to be on short rest. So
I think the Bengals can win this. I don't believe in the Steelers that much. Mm-hmm. The under's 42.5. The Bengals, I think it's the first team to 24 is going to win that.
Yeah, I think that's a good over to if you don't have a good feeling for who's going to win that game. I think the over is a good bet because I think the Bengals with Flacco they can score 20 to 24 points a game.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think the first team to 24 wins that.
Yeah. Rams quote unquote at Jacksonville. This is in London. This is at Wembley Stadium, I believe.
I know you don't like to bet these, and I concur with you this week. I think this is I think the Rams are good. I think Jacksonville might be good. Jacksonville is getting 3. If I had to go any way at all, I might go under 44.5.
These Europe and London games, the Europe games tend to go under.
I think so too.
The teams always seem groggy. I mean, Jacksonville's going to be playing at 9:30 in the morning. Our time. The Rams coming from the West Coast are going to be playing technically at 6:30 in the morning their time. That's a recipe for sluggishness.
That's unconscionable.
44.5 points. I mean,
I think it's the under.
Yeah, I think it's mostly a stay away, but the under isn't too bad.
Philly at Minnesota. Philly is a 2.5 point favorite. I don't know what to make of Minnesota just yet. I think they're okay. I think Philly has problems.
Philly's lost 2 in a row now. interesting that they're only 2.5 point favorites over the Vikings.
We like the home dogs.
Yeah. I don't know if I would take Minnesota in this scenario. I think I would probably, if you could move that line up to say 3.5 or maybe even 6.5, depending on what the value is on that for the Vikings. It could be a close game. Over under is 43.5. Now the money line on this is Eagles are minus 134 favorites. Vikings are plus 114 underdogs, which is not a whole lot different than the minus 112 you get on their other 2.5 point spread. I don't know.
Why wouldn't you take the 2.5 points then?
Yeah, I know, but I almost want to take the Eagles at minus 2.5. You can get minus 108 on that. The over-under is there's no telling. Or over-under is 43.5. That's one I would stay away from. Not one of my favorite games of the week. Plus, we have to listen to this idiotic discussion about the tush push.
All right.
Is just I'll get into that another day.
AFC West matchup: the Las Vegas Raiders, winners of 0 division titles in the last 22 years.
Winners of one straight.
are at Kansas City.
These Raiders are so bad that I actually picked them to lose at home to Tennessee this week. It didn't work out for me.
Oh man, Raider Nation was mad.
Mad. The Chiefs look like they've kind of woken up. They're laying 11.5.
It's too many points.
It's too many points.
It's too many points. Even though it's in Kansas City.
Yeah.
But if you could tease that down to 5.5 in a teaser, I'll take the Chiefs.
I'd even take it at 6.5. If you're putting the Chiefs in with something else. But I don't like the over. The over-under is 45.5. You never know when the Raiders are going to just decide that they're going to score 21 points in a game. You know?
No.
So that's a tough one. The next game, however,
I really like
this.
I really like this.
This is going to be my adopted good-bad team is the Chicago Bears. They are at home. They're laying 5.5 to the Saints. It's at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday. Bears are minus 250 favorites to the Saints plus 205. The over-under is currently at 47.5.
Lay those points.
I love the Bears and the points here. The Bears are starting to pull things together. I think Ben Johnson's got something going on. Caleb Williams is starting to look okay. He's starting to buy into the concepts that Ben Johnson is laying out for him. He's painting his fingernails in cool colors. It said like Bears win or something on his nails this past week. I like it. I think the Bears have a chance to really kind of show something for the future. Starting, maybe it's even already started with their win over the commies this week. But I like the Bears there at minus 5.5.
Just a quick note. Over under of passes thrown by Dylan Gabriel this past week.
So we're into Miami at Dolphins now.
Yeah, Miami.
Over
moving on.
Okay, so let's do that.
If I put the over under at 50, which side would you take?
In this game this week?
No, last week. Do you know how many passes he threw?
I already know. He threw like 52, 50.
29 for 52 for 221 yards.
Yeah. Why did they do that?
I don't know. Maybe.
That's a lot. That's a lot of time.
Because here are their running backs: Quinshawn Judkins,
okay,
Jerome Ford, and Dylan Sampson.
Okay, they were playing. Who did they play this week?
They played at Pittsburgh.
They played at Pittsburgh. Okay,
and got beat 23-9.
Well,
but this is how bad Miami is viewed. Badly. Miami Dolphins are getting 3 points on the road at Cleveland.
That I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that seems low.
You think they should be?
I think they should be getting 4.5.
Not
4.5,
to quote
5.5.
I guess I am going to quote Star Wars. It's a trap.
This is a trap game. In fact, does this qualify?
This is the 1-800-GAMBLER game of the week.
I don't know.
Runner up.
Runner up. Because the next one, and that's a stay away. By the way, stay away from that Cleveland and Miami game.
I wouldn't even, maybe the under.
Maybe, yeah.
I think it's definitely the under.
Save that one for live betting. Like if you see somebody jump out to a big lead there and you think you can get some value,
I agree with that.
Use that one on Sunday afternoon early.
The 1-800-GAMBLER game of the week: Carolina Panthers at the New York Jets. Jets are 1.5 dogs.
Only. How
bad are you if you're a 1.5 underdog to the Panthers? Carolina?
And also, how are they only giving the Jets 1.5?
What should they be?
I don't know. I would go as high as 3.5 on that.
They're on the road.
Yeah. You see who they've played though. I mean, they just beat the Cowboys, who have a really good offense, and they kept up with them. So, what number do you have to get to beat the Jets?
Well, all right,
21.
Then we like the Panthers in a money line.
Well, I don't like anything about this game. I don't want to bet it. We're correct in making it the gambling problem game of the week, but I don't know. That line is curious to me. It makes me think that there's something that Vegas knows about this that we don't know. I don't know. I'd stay away from that.
All right. We're going to have to find a couple to bet because we're running out of
games now. We've only got 15 this week.
Patriots at Titans. Patriots are laying 7 to the Titans, who are awful.
Lay them.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Lay the points and take the over.
Or tease it down to like 3.
Yep. And take the over. Take the over. I think the Patriots can score some points. And Tennessee is they're going to be at home, so they can get to 17. If this is a 27-17 game, then you're at the over. And I think the Patriots are actually good. And I'm as a Bills fan, I'm a little concerned about their prospects.
I'm way concerned.
In the AFC East this year.
The Indianapolis Colts are getting 1.5 at the Los Angeles Chargers, and I'm on the Colts. Is there a bigger surprise in the NFL this year than Daniel Jones?
He has MVP buzz.
He has resurrected his career that was dead as a motherfucking doornail.
Dead.
Super dead. 48 minutes on the table, no breaths.
Dead to the point where, he was cut by the Giants last year. He went to Minnesota, and apparently Minnesota, when they were deciding we're going to go with J.J. McCarthy instead of keeping Sam Darnold around, also declined to keep Daniel Jones in the mix as a backup quarterback. So even the Vikings gave up on Daniel Jones as a backup quarterback. It makes you wonder what is going on with Anthony Richardson. That he couldn't at least do something. I mean, or maybe it just maybe it's time to admit defeat on Daniel Jones and say, look, he's actually good.
He is. He has played very well this year.
He was on a team. He was on a Giants team for his first 4 or 5 years that just kind of stunk. And I don't know.
Give me the Colts.
I like the Colts in this one. I like the Colts plus the 1.5. I like the Colts at plus 112 money line.
Yeah, I mean it's minus 108 if you take the points. It's plus 112 if you just take the money line. I just take the money line.
The Chargers are really banged up, and they look like they're struggling. And their offensive line is really the worst problem because Herbert's getting hit, and he doesn't have time to throw. They've looked discombobulated, and I think the Chargers are possibly in trouble. I hate to call them fraud alert because that's reserved for the next AFC West team that we're going to talk about, but because they're hurt. That's not a fraudulent team. It's a team that's banged up, which takes us to the Giants at the Broncos. Broncos are 7-point favorites at home. Giants are plus 275 money line. Broncos are minus 340, and the over-under is 40.5.
I think the Giants are pretty bad.
So the Giants are the Giants fans are losing their minds over Jackson Dart and Cam Scatabo. Scattaboo. I've heard it pronounced Scattaboo and Scatabo. Does it matter?
No.
Okay. I think the Denver Broncos have real problems on offense. And that Giants front is for real. Their front four is dangerous. They are capable of chasing quarterbacks around and disrupting things. And that's exactly what Bo Nix is bad at, is getting off schedule. I don't think this is a 7-point game. In fact, if I'm picking this game, I'm taking the Giants and the 7 points on the road. We've got a woof.
What?
A woof.
What?
That it might be in my picks, man. I'm telling you, there might be a little Giants plus 7 and the over 40.5 on that one. Much like you had a bet like that last week with your Bears and under.
Okay.
I think I like the Giants in this spot.
All right. Are you well?
I'm doing great, man.
Okay, you're beating the shit out of me.
I've been drinking a lot.
Washington Commanders are minus 1.5 at the Dallas Cowboys. Mm-hmm. Washington just played in a really tough game and lost a heartbreaker. Dallas, kind of the same deal.
This is Sunday afternoon. Cowboys are 1.5-point dogs at home.
I like Dallas at home. It's a good environment. Maybe it's time to come off my bias against the Cowboys, although they just lost to the Panthers.
These are a couple of teams that sort of sum up what the NFC is this year. The talk at the beginning of the year and preseason was how deep the NFC was, but the NFC is not deep with like top end teams. There's not like five contenders in the NFC. It's like all these teams that could finish somewhere between 8-9 and 10-7. And these are two of those teams.
There's like
right
11 of those.
Yeah. I still think the Cowboys, I picked the Cowboys early in the season to be I think it was under 6.5 wins. And I still think with a few bounces of the ball here and there that they're gonna end up at 6 wins. But man, their offense looks really good, and Dak. If the team was better, I think Dak is in that MVP conversation the way he's been playing.
What have you thought of Jaden Daniels this year?
Banged up, has to do a lot of running around, has a lot of older players on his team. That's the oldest team. That roster is the oldest roster in the league.
I think I'm going to take the home dog. This is one of those games where I may tease it up to get Dallas to like 4.5 or 5.5. I think it's a close game.
Yeah.
I think the over-under is 54.5.
That's, yeah.
So they're talking like 30-27?
Yeah, something in there. Well,
because I don't think these teams can stop anybody.
That's the kind of games that both of these teams play. So I think that's reasonable.
54.5 is a lot of
54.5 is a lot of points, but it's only 28-27 when it comes right down to it.
I think I'm Cowboys and over.
I think I like the Cowboys money line, personally. Commanders on the road is kind of ugly. Let's go Packers at Cardinals. We got another 6.5 point home dog here.
Lay the points.
Laying the points.
Give me the Packers.
It sounds like Murray's not going to play.
Yeah, they're not
this week. He's out.
So lay the points. Jordan Love he's quality.
Yeah,
he's starting to really come into his own.
Yeah,
and I think the Packers win that one by. I think it's going to be like 28-17, something like that. It won't be as close as if the Bengals and the Cardinals were to play today. I think it would be within 2 or 3 points, and the Green Bay was never they were in control of that game the entire way.
Yeah, I like the Packers money line more than I like laying the points, only because the Packers seem to have a habit of just doing enough. You know, they should be. They feel like they should be more dominant than they are. They just haven't dominated a lot of games. They've had a couple. They had the weird tie with Dallas. They had the weird loss to the Browns, where they just never got much going. I know they're 3-1-1, but there's a little bit there missing that makes me kind of worry about that 6.5. But I would put their minus 300 in a money line parlay with a couple of other shorter favorites.
All right. The Atlanta Falcons are at the San Francisco 49ers. 49ers are 2.5-point favorites. I don't get that one, other than it's 49ers at home.
Was this the week? So you're saying you don't understand why the 49ers are favored other than it's at home?
I don't understand why they are. This should be a pick, essentially.
Sure. Well, I think in some cases, I mean, you've got Atlanta's plus 110, Niners are minus 130.
It's not a lot of difference.
It's not a lot of difference. It's basically a pick. I wonder if the 49ers, you know, this week they lost. I wonder if it's finally starting to really, like, the wheels are coming off.
You can't win with Mac Jones.
They just lost Fred Warner to that gruesome ankle injury.
Yeah.
The McCaffrey injury is just, it's always just kind of looming there right around the corner.
Right.
You know it's coming. Mac Jones is playing on one leg. I don't know, man. They don't have Brock Purdy. I actually like Atlanta.
I do
money
too.
Line here.
I like the money line, or I even give me the 2.5.
Take the 2.5. Yeah.
I can't tell you over under. I don't bet a lot of over unders, but
No.
This next game I do love the over.
Okay.
My Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right.
The Cincinnati Tampa Bay Buccaneers
are at the Detroit Lions. The Bucks are getting 5.5.
That is too much.
Too many.
That is too many.
Give me the 5.5 and the over.
I like the 5.5. I wouldn't go money line on either of these, but I will definitely take Buccaneers at 5.5.
Yes.
Might even tease them up to like 7.5.
7.5.
But the over at
love
52, the over at 52.5 is too low.
Tampa doesn't have a great defense, but they do have a fun as hell offense.
That's right. They do. And the Lions, even given that they only scored 17 points, they had the potential against the Chiefs this week to put up like 30.
That Chiefs defense is pretty good.
Yeah, the Chiefs defense is pretty good. That's also that is the that's one of the Monday night games, by the way. Buccaneers.
Oh, do we have a Monday night
doubleheader? That Falcons-Niners game was the Sunday night game. We kind of skimmed over that. Yeah, Bucks and Lions is the first Monday nighter. The second Monday nighter is Houston at Seattle. Seattle is laying 3.5 points. They're minus 184 favorites. Over under is 40.5. I like all three of those in favor of. Well, I like both those numbers in favor of the Seahawks. And I'm going to say I like the over as well.
Yeah, I think over is the play there. It's so low, 40.5.
40.5 is really low.
But I like the Seahawks money line, and if I'm going over under, I'm going over.
Yeah. Let's see. That's it.
There's some juice in here.
There's some good. Yeah, there's some good. Well, and the nice thing is that the thing I like about this week is there are a few games in here where it's like, why is that line so low? Why is that money line that number? Like you can put a lot of these minus 132s, minus 130s, into a two-way or a three-way parlay, and you get good value on those.
Yep.
Because I think there's some favorites here that are a little bit undervalued. So let's go ahead and you want to take a quick break, and we will come back and talk about our Week 7 picks, and then we will do haters. All right, Lanny, I'm going for it this week.
Oh, okay. He's trying to.
I'm going for big.
Trying to end the contest.
I'm trying to put
in week 7.
Yeah, I'm trying to go up 28 in the third quarter here.
All right, here we go.
You've got more picks, but you've got some individual ones. So you go ahead and start. Yeah.
Okay, these are all 10 pesos each.
Okay. 10 or 5?
10.
10. Okay.
We'll do 10.
Okay.
New England Patriots money line minus 355. This is not a good bet.
Okay.
Chicago Bears minus 5.5. That's minus 108. And the Cincinnati Bengals plus 5.5. That's minus 112.
Cincinnati, what was it?
Cincinnati Bengals plus 5.5. That's minus 112.
Minus 112. And you're putting 10 on all those.
Those are all 10 pesos.
Okay. I can't argue with any of those. That Steelers, the Bengals with Flacco, I think they can lay some points down. They can put some points on the Steelers.
I think they just need to get to 24.
Yeah, probably.
Honestly.
Probably. I've got a 3-way parlay here. It's a money line. I got Philadelphia at minus 134, Chicago at minus 250, and New England at minus 355. That gets me to plus 213, and I'm putting 30 pesos on that one this week.
I'm surprised you have. I'm a little surprised you have the Eagles in there.
I thought that's the one I thought about the hardest. The thing is, they're going against they're playing the Vikings, and I just don't know that I believe and I took the money line instead of taking the 2.5, or instead of laying the 2.5, because this could be a 2-point game. You know, if the Eagles decide we're gonna take a lead, we're gonna take a 3-point lead, a 5-7-point lead, and we're just gonna start running the ball.
You think it's close?
I think it's close, and I think the Eagles chew up clock.
They have not been very good at running the ball this year.
Well, they haven't, but this would be the time to do it because the Eagles are not great against the run. All right, go ahead.
All right, I have a 3-leg parlay. It's all alternate lines.
All right.
I have the Colts at plus 6.5 at minus 260. I have the Green Bay Packers minus 3.5 at minus 172, and I have the Atlanta Falcons plus 6.5 at minus 250 for a total of plus 206. And that is 25 pesos.
Okay. So let me just read that. But you had Indianapolis. Is that plus 6.5 alternate line?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that's minus 260. And then Green Bay's minus 3.5 alternate is what?
Minus 172.
Minus 172. And then plus 250 for Atlanta. What was the total?
No, minus 250.
Yeah, minus 250.
Plus 6.5.
Plus 6.5.
The total is plus 206.
Plus 206. And you're putting what on that?
25.
25. Sorry for the folks at home. I'm writing this down as we go. I like that. Yeah, I think Indianapolis deserves a little more respect than that, but I can't blame you for trying to goose up that.
I'm just trying to
lineup.
Get some dubs.
Yeah,
trying to get some dubs. It's been haggard. It's been trying to run the gauntlet all year.
Trying to claw back a little bit. I get you. Okay. Let's see. I've already done my Philadelphia, Chicago, New England. Here's one. I talked about this earlier on. I really like the Giants in this spot. I don't know if that's ill-advised or not, but the Giants at the Broncos getting 7. I'm taking them plus 7, and I'm taking the over 40.5. That gets me to plus 241.
I really like that.
And it's got 20 pesos on it.
Okay, I really like that one.
Okay. All right.
I've got a 3-leg parlay.
Okay.
This is just a straight money line parlay.
Okay.
This is the Patriots minus 355 at Tennessee. The Packers minus 300 at the Cardinals, and the Seahawks hosting the Texans minus 184. That is plus 163, and I have 15 pesos on that.
15. Okay. A bet small.
That is a bet small.
But it's a lose small if that's Seattle. You know, one of those are all 3 teams that can just kind of jump up and bite you in the ass. But I like New England and Green Bay, especially in those spots. And Seattle, look, I think Seattle's got to be the better team. in that game. They're playing Houston. Houston on the road. I can't argue with that at all. I feel like that's pretty safe. We're going to continue. Actually, no. I'm gonna save my last one.
All right, I'm
going to save my last one because it's big. I've got one other 3-legger.
Right.
It's Green Bay at Green Bay money line -300, Denver -340, and New England laying 7 points at -110. That gets me to +229, and I'm putting 40 pesos.
That's a killer right there.
Yeah,
that's a big
bad.
one.
Yeah. New England
The
just got
7 points with New England's a lot of points against any professional team, but
yeah,
they're in New Orleans.
they're at New Orleans.
I mean,
No, I'm sorry. They're at the Titans. They're
at the Titans. They're a professional team, but
Don't discount Mike Vrabel going back to Tennessee. Now,
he wants to lay it on them.
the one concern I have is Tennessee just fired their coach. They just fired Brian Callahan today.
Oh, here's the bounce back.
The new coach bump.
It is real.
It is a real thing, but I don't think it's real for Tennessee.
All
Cam
right.
Ward's been bad. I mean, he's a rookie. What are you going to do? This dude's got a team that's terrible around him.
Can you believe Will Levis started there for 2 years?
Is Will Levis even playing? Is he still on the team?
I don't know.
Is he playing football? Did you hear Francis? Did everybody hear Francis out there?
Cheers.
Take a drink. All right. So that was mine.
Pick.
Your last one. Let's get to your last one here.
I have 30 pesos left.
Let's see. You did 30 plus 40. Yeah, you've got 30 pesos left.
My Tampa Bay Buccaneers are getting 5.5. And over 52.5. Same game parlay. That's plus 216.
Ooh,
30
I like
pesos.
That. I like that a lot. Against Detroit. I like that. Okay. That's how many? That's 10. Are you putting 10?
No, I'm putting however many I have left.
Oh, all that you got left. The 30. What do we say?
45.
This is riveting. 30. Yeah, 30 pesos.
30 pesos.
Okay. That's nice. I like that. I like that a lot.
All right, I'm anxious to hear your last one.
All right.
Let's hear it.
Here we go. I'm taking the Dallas money line. They are plus 110 at home over the Commanders, parlayed with over 54.5, and I'm combining that with Atlanta money line. They are at the beat up 49ers plus the over 47.5. I got 10 pesos to put on that.
Okay.
And that gets me to plus 12.25.
Woo! Not as good as Jared's 10-teamer or 12-teamer.
Not quite, but that's why I just put a little sprinkle on that.
Hey,
but
that
at
hits, though.
12.25, that's a couple of games that you only have to have 2 games go in your direction for that, with four different odds pieces there.
Yeah,
that's what I liked about it, and the odds are not long on either of those teams. So I like that, and at plus 12.25, once I saw that number, I was like, oh, I wish I had more pesos left to put on this. So is that it?
That is it for our picks for the contest. We went through all the games. When we come back, folks, we've been on TikTok for what, 3 weeks?
We've been. I forget how long we've actually been on TikTok, but it's been 28 days since we started this podcast. We're into this is our 10th episode, ninth episode.
No, this is the 10th episode.
This is the 10th episode if you count the preview, right? Or the trailer or whatever. We've only been doing our shorts for about our little short clips on Reels and Instagram and YouTube and TikTok but in 28 short days we've gotten over 40,000 views
on TikTok and YouTube alone. And now we have comments.
And we have haters. And I cannot be look, There's a great. I'm waiting for the death threats. Actually, the death
Yeah,
threats.
we're ready.
The death threats are when we get really. There's a great line. It was with Robert Redford recently passing away. There's a great line from The Sting. Robert Redford's character gets back from meeting with the big bad for the first time, and he's they're in the process of conning this guy. He goes to Paul Newman. And Paul Newman says, "How'd it go, kid?" And he says, "Oh, great. He threatened to kill me." And Paul Newman says, "Well, kid, if they don't threaten to kill you, you don't know that you're getting to them."
That's right.
And so that's kind of what I'm living by here, man. If we don't have haters, then we're doing something wrong, and we've got haters now, and I'm excited.
So when we come back, we're going to do a little bit of, or a whole lot of these. I'll just read you one from Swack on TikTok. Mm-hmm. You lost, LOL. So we joined this cesspool that is TikTok. I didn't even know we were posting to TikTok for a little while. You were like, "Oh yeah, we got a TikTok account."
I was like, "Hey, just so you know, we're on TikTok now. You might want to put that on your phone." I hate TikTok myself.
And we started posting shorts on TikTok.
Yeah.
And this one particular TikTok, it's the Raiders are favored by 5.5 points? Question mark. That's how it starts.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to read a few of these comments.
And by the way, we're going to do this. If you want to comment on your stuff, we are 46 and 50 years old. There is nothing that you can say on comments on social media that's going to even move the needle with either of us. So please come at us. Maybe one day we'll have like a plaque on the wall that we just have usernames. Be the Hater Hall of Fame or something like that.
I was fat and on television, so
I'm so ready for this. Yeah.
All right, so Raider J. So our Raider Nation has been in a little bit of a tee-hizzy.
They're not having a good year. The L.A., Oakland,
they haven't
Las
had
Vegas
a
Raiders.
good multiple decades.
Yeah, well.
Raider J starts with, anybody can buy a mic. Raider J, fair, buddy.
Not
fair.
Not untrue, man.
But
we did buy some mics.
I tell you what else we did buy.
Yeah.
Actually, these were given to us.
Yeah, that's true. We
bought the lights, and we bought 1, 2, 3 cameras, and we
Yeah.
bought the TV, and we built the set.
Yeah.
We bought these tchotchkes. I earned those, but Raider J, you're right. Anybody can buy a mic.
It's true. Anybody can do this, and please do, Raider J, because I would love to hear. I'd like to hear a Raider J podcast. Like if tomorrow Raider J was like, I'm setting up a podcast specifically to deal with these fools on YouTube talking about the Raiders. I would love to see it. I'm looking forward to it.
Dorito 972, love the name.
Love it.
You said something last week that was hyperbole, and I just want to clear this up.
Okay.
We don't actually think any pro team would be beaten by any college team.
I think the quote that I said, so the Raiders...
They should not be favored by...
The Raiders were favored over Tennessee by 5.5.
5.5, and you're
now, I'll pull that score up here because I want to see. I think it was more than they won by 10.
They won by 10.
Okay.
What you said was the Raiders shouldn't be favored by 5.5 over any college team.
Over most college teams. Most college teams.
Just for the record, we know that the pro teams would beat all the college teams.
I do not actually mean that. There is a level of...
They could put USC, Alabama, and Ohio State together, and they would still beat them.
I will deadpan things once in a while. One of the things that floored one of my friends last week was like when I said something about, it's not every day that the football player gets the pretty girl, and you just breezed right through it when we were talking about Travis and Taylor. One of my friends was like, "That I can't believe how just flat you laid that down." But that's what I did with the Raiders comment. I know people. I know pro teams will, on average, even the worst ones, beat almost every college team by 17.5 today. I get it. But the Raiders, it doesn't change the fact that this Raiders team has stunk.
We're going to talk about the Raiders in a minute. Chris Raider Walden pipes in. Yeah, people don't get how man developed. Men versus kids. The laughing face.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
Bandoy767 says Vegas knows what it's doing. No apostrophe in ITS, which is shocking that somebody knows how to not use an apostrophe, but that's wrong. They actually got it wrong.
I'm so far beyond like doing the grammar police thing on the internet.
I'm not. I'm petty like that.
I will readily admit Vegas knows what they're doing. We just have to. But the point is, you're supposed to come on here on a podcast and act like you know what you're doing more than Vegas does.
Sure. The guy says this aged like milk.
Yeah.
Wow.
It sure did.
So how did this work out? That's from Kobe Mack.
It didn't work out great.
Big L Raiders. Big L took Raiders on this one. That's from Crypto Patriot. I bet that guy's a fun hang.
Big L. Did he call you Big L?
No, not me. I said big loss, I think is what he meant.
Oh, Big L. I see. Yeah. I mean, look, win some, lose some, man.
David Gutierrez. Think they know it all, then boom.
Welcome to the concept of this show.
King Monty 51 says, "Let me get an update." Well, King Monty, we lost.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it was bad.
Lost.
We didn't do great on that. We haven't been doing very well this year at all. And look, it can benefit you all out there, because if you think we're just going to keep stinking, go straight.
Bet against us.
Go directly against us. It's an easy formula.
ATM Pro. I'm not sure what that means. ATM Pro. Is he a pro at like putting his password?
I think you know what ATM means.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it right there.
Never heard of these guys, and I will never get. I don't know what he was trying to say.
Sounds like somebody hit return instead of space.
J. Cole 805. Mm-hmm. How'd that work out for y'all?
It's, again, bad.
It was fine.
We're used to it. It's okay. It's not hurting our feelings.
My favorite comment of the week, though, Andrew. This one's directed right at your giant head.
Good.
Losing 4 straight Super Bowls must suck.
First of all, too soon. And also, it sucked, but you know what didn't suck from like 1988 to about 1999 was all the rest of the winning.
Yeah, there was a lot of winning.
It wasn't it. Look, for four individual nights during that run that the Bills had, it was some of the worst. It was some of the worst feelings you can possibly have. But man, we did a lot of fucking winning during that time, brother. I'm not worried about it now. I'm certainly not worried about it now. So these Bills have given me a lot of good times, and I would like to know how many times in a row your team went to a Super Bowl.
The Raiders?
Yeah.
That I don't never.
Okay. Never
not in a row. Not in consecutive.
Okay. Just checking. Just checking to see how many teams have done that 4 straight times.
Kevin Stark 340 writes, they should definitely delete this because it can't be good for business. Let me tell you, Kevin. It is great for business, Kevin. It is fantastic for business.
Good for business implies that there's business being done here.
Correct. Every comment you make, though, is engagement.
Yes.
And we like that.
Yes. Thank you. Please keep them coming.
So the other one that was great, and I don't know if it was directed at me or you. This dude works at the local grocery store in the produce section, so stick to that instead.
That is incredible. I actually I'm 46 years old now. When I was in high school, I worked for 2.5 years in a grocery store in the produce department. So I don't know. Is he here?
Did he know?
Does he know? I don't. Yeah, maybe he knew me. I don't know. There's some people work in a grocery store that might be making more money than me.
I'm going to do some rapid fire ones here.
Okay.
Because we got to get to something else in a minute.
Okay.
As a Raider fan who know my team is cheeks, these guys are morons if they think any NFL team wouldn't be favored over most college teams, quote unquote. Big Mexican Raider.
I think we covered that one.
Enjoy that L. RN4L, Raider Nation for life.
Mm-hmm.
June the Creator says dumbasses, and then he has some Raiders stuff after that.
Cool.
Pendejos.
Yes.
From Maldito Pepe. Edson Rodriguez says, I guess anybody can give bad advice. They were wrong. And then Skylar Reagan just has a cricket. So thank you for all those comments, and keep them coming.
There was one that I really liked. Was this on a different?
What did it say?
I think it just said idiots.
Idiots, yes.
Which, look, I appreciate. That is the cold efficiency of just writing idiots when it's not only it's used exactly the number of words that you needed to.
Yes.
You left nothing, no meat on the bone, and you were right. So I mean, look, I can't. I appreciate efficiency, man. That's good. It's good work there.
I just want to, and this is a different post that this is the post we did about Travis Kelce. Do Andrew with a brilliant take on that.
Yeah.
Changing Travis Kelce's jersey name to Swift and making his number 89.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the short we're talking about on TikTok.
There were some Swifties. Now
they were lovely.
They didn't come after us. I was kind of when I listened back to that, I was like, I might be in some like real hot water with the Swifties.
Yes, but they were so nice. Guys, it's 89 because the year she's born.
Okay.
Laughing emoji. She's 35. That's from Kills, 1215 Kills. Oh. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Like, we knew her album was 1989. I mean, we knew that, but we didn't know it was because she was born in 89. Or at least I didn't think about it.
So my whole point with that was that it would be Kelce and 89 for the album. Because that album was huge, and I love that album. I think that album is great. And I thought, and honestly, I thought the whole premise of the album being called 1989 was because it sounded a lot like 80s music to begin with. Right?
Okay.
It sounded like 80s pop to me.
By the way, these are easily looked up facts, and we could have looked them up.
We don't prep for this. We come in with concepts of ideas. And
Brent Musburger is from Georgia.
We say things like Brent Musburger is from Brent Musburger, the native Oregonian, is from Georgia, and this is why I love the comment idiots, because this is exactly what we're doing.
Tiana Valdez, I mean, the NFL allows you to customize a jersey already, so people can already do this.
Yeah,
well, thank you, Tiana.
Yeah, but
that is good
true.
Information.
That's true.
But anyway, so that's most of them. There are a few others that got some traction. And we are so appreciative for all the comments and the interaction. If you hate us, hey man, let it fly.
Hey, listen, here's the other thing. We don't have a ton, like we're still under 200 subscribers for the actual podcast. And we're small time. We're not connected to a big podcast network. We're not putting a ton of money behind it. But if we've got all these people that are interacting with us, guys, just go. You can subscribe to the podcast.
Yeah, go right.
Get 2 full hours of this garbage.
Yeah, you can.
And you can go on YouTube and comment on it all day long. Go crazy, guys. Subscribe, and that helps us give you more stuff that you can use to call us bendejos or whatever it was. Whatever it was. I'm not good at Spanish. Whatever it was that they called us. Just go and like and subscribe and follow us, because there is no shortage of this stuff coming out of our mouths. I promise you.
So these comments got me to thinking, because Raider Nation is after us and onto us.
They're a little touchy with this stuff.
They are. So that got me to thinking, why are they so touchy? And I started to look up some statistics today. And this is why I said in a text to Andrew today, I said, also, Raider Nation are a bunch of assholes.
Now, let's be fair. In the face of stark, grim failure, it's easy to sound like an asshole, but it might just be because these folks are hurting, man.
They may be hurting a little bit. And I also said something that I think will garner me some traction.
Okay.
I think Raiders fans are a lot like Jeep guys, where they have been steadfastly following a product and promoting that product when all that product is done since basically the 90s is suck. Mm-hmm. Jeep Wranglers are a shitty vehicle. The Raiders are a shitty team. And while I cannot back up the Jeep thing so much with stats, all I will say is JD Power says you're mid, Jeep. JD Power says you're mid. Okay, but
this podcast is not sponsored by Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, by the way.
I'm going to direct
Probably
this.
Never will be.
I'm going to direct this directly to Raider Nation. Raider Nation. In 45 years of football since 1980, your Raiders have exactly 13 years of winning records. 13 for 45 in winning records.
Preach, son.
2 of those years do include Super Bowl wins. They have won the division 3 times since 1995. Now, I went to Millersburg Elementary, but 2025 minus 1995 is 30. That means they win the division 1 of every 10 years. Now, since the realignment in 2002, which was 23 years ago, the Raiders should have every year a 1 in 4 chance of winning the division. There are 4 teams in the division. The Raiders are 1. Kansas City is 2. San Diego is not San Diego anymore. It's Los Angeles is 3. And what's the 4th team?
Denver.
Denver, thank you, because they kicked out Seattle and they went to the NFC West.
Now, in fairness, this is dice roll math here. This isn't, Vegas math. But
right. Okay,
yeah,
I'm just saying.
Technically, if you're rolling the dice,
so they should be batting. They should win the division 1 in every 4 years on average because there are 4 teams. Since the realignment 23 years ago, the Raiders have won the division exactly 1 time, once, and that was the year when they got their guts stomped out by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. That was 2002.
It was whatever the year was. That was when they traded John Gruden.
Oh yes,
to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Who did they?
I can't remember.
What did they get in that
trade?
Was
it the quarterback? I can't remember. Not important.
Rich Gannon. I don't think they traded for Rich Gannon though, did they?
Statistically speaking, the Raiders are batting .043 in winning the division since the realignment. They should be batting .250. .250 is the average. The Raiders are batting .043. They are 0 for their last 22 times in winning the division, the AFC West. Oof. 0 for 22 consecutive.
Ooh.
So, Raider Nation, you haven't won a Super Bowl since 1983. If you're the average Raider fan, let's say you're 45, you don't remember 1983.
I mean, that's not necessarily like New Browns territory.
No,
but man, it's scraping the ceiling. It's like knocking on the door of Cleveland Browns.
Here's the kicker.
Shittiness.
Here's the kicker.
Yeah.
Since the realignment, the Raiders have been outscored by 1,948 points.
Man, you went deep on these guys.
They have been outscored by an average of 81 points per season or 5 points per game. And let me just leave you with this. This is
Wait a minute.
This is what
you're saying, that they've on average lost. On average, if you just did averages, they would have lost every single game by 5 points.
Yes,
that is remarkable.
I'll just leave you with this. If you look at your screen right now, you're going to see a picture of Mark Davis. He is your 70-year-old owner, and that's what he looks like. Raider Nation, man. I bid you good day.
Oh, by the way, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers traded 2 first-round picks. This was in 2002. 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks and $8 million to the Raiders
for John Gruden.
For John Gruden.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
As it turns out, he's a flaming racist.
Well, it's phrasing.
And we're having a good time.
Yeah, this is good. And no offense, look, you've got a Bengals fan and a Bills fan here. We know misery, all right?
Yeah.
We know misery. So, but it's you know, you come at the king, you best not miss, right? All right, what do we want to do here?
I think we should just stop.
Think we should just stop?
No,
more best thing.
I will
you want to
say,
do best thing, worst thing, or do you want to?
You saw. Quick recap.
Yeah,
we called our first football game as a team.
Yes,
on last Friday.
The homeless man's version of Mike and Mike calling Monday Night Football was Lanny and I calling Frankfort High School versus Eminence High School in Frankfort, Kentucky, on a field
from the 30s.
From the it looked like it was from. It looked like it should be filmed in black and white.
Frankfort has a great little school system, but their football team is on hard time. So I come from a place of empathy, but they've only got like 20 kids.
Right. It was rough. I mean, it was tough watching these kids.
And they lost 30. They were down 35-0. I think they may have lost by, was it one more touchdown? Anyway.
Yeah, they've scored 6 points this year.
Yeah, we had a great time calling that game. Big thanks to Frankfurt Plant Board for. I'm a regular there, but Andrew was a fill-in, and so they took a chance. And you got great reviews.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and it was actually I think it really helped us. It helped that we do this every week.
Yeah,
because we could sit there and be idiots and talk about football. But it was fun. I hope I get to do it again.
So that was one of the worst things I saw. And the best thing,
it was kind of the best too. It was kind of
it was fun. It was fun.
It was fun.
And you saw one battle after another.
Finally went to see one battle after another. Aaron and I went on Thursday last week. We got to see it in the historic Kentucky Theater, which is in Lexington,
that's cool.
Which is a cool place. It's a cool theater. It's not necessarily the best movie experience. You don't have the recliners, and and it's not like stadium seating or anything like that. So I think there was probably a little bit. That movie is intended to be seen on an IMAX screen or like in an RPX theater or something like that, and the recliners and with all the awesome surround sound, which the Kentucky Theater doesn't necessarily have. It is still an excellent movie. I'd recommend it to anybody. I left out last week. If we were going to do corrections, I would mention. I mentioned Leonardo DiCaprio, and I mentioned that it was Paul Thomas Anderson, but Chase Infinity, who is the female lead, she's pretty young. She's like 20 or 21, is incredible in this movie. Sean Penn plays the ultimate caricature of like the military industrial complex. He's the embodiment of I don't know a better way to describe it except that he's a caricature of the military industrial complex, and he is tremendous. Benicio del Toro has a great supporting role in it. I can't say enough about the movie. I will say that as far as movies went this year, I liked Sinners as a piece of entertainment more than I liked One Battle After Another. I think One Battle After Another is probably the better movie, but if I was giving out an Oscar, it probably would be to Sinners. Right. I don't think One Battle quite cracks that Boogie Nights, There Will Be Blood echelon of like Paul Thomas Anderson's greatest movies. It's in there with like The Master. It's
those are
really, really good.
Still pretty good
movies. And it was much more of an action movie than anything that he's done. But recommend it to everybody. And it's probably one. Aaron agreed. She was like, I feel like I need to see it again, which is how a lot of PTA movies end up going.
Agree.
So great movie, though. Great movie.
Well, let's wrap it up. We can't do any more
we can't
damage.
do much more. Okay. Follow us out there. As we said, on all the platforms. We're on YouTube, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Music. Please go to our shorts and leave vitriolic comments because someday your username may end up in the Hater Hall of Fame. Maybe we'll put a nice graphic up on the TV screen. We appreciate appreciate all the feedback, even if it's just Even if it's just one word that says morons. But
Idiots.
Idiots. Wednesday every week. Like and subscribe, folks.